So it's now been announced that Joe Joyce will now take on Brian Jennings on the undercard of Daniel Dubois versus Nathan Gorman. That's going to be at the O2. I believe it's July the 13th. Okay. Now, Joe Joyce versus Brian Jennings. That's a very, very good fight for Joe Joyce at this stage in his career. Joe Joyce is what, 9-0, 10-0? To be facing someone like Brian Jennings, a former world title challenger, a guy who's been in there with Oscar Rivas, Klitschko, who else? Luis Ortiz. This is a very, very good name to have, to be fighting, I should say, because there's no foregone conclusion that Joe Joyce will win. But it's a very good person to be fighting in only your 9th or 10th pro fight. So definitely excited about this fight. Brian Jennings is a 6'2", 6'3" heavyweight. He kind of comes in around the 220s. He's not the biggest puncher in the world, but he's got a very long reach. The only problem with Brian Jennings is he never uses that reach. So he tends to fight with squared shoulders and try and have a fight in the inside, which really, given the dimensions of the guy, it should be the other way around. He should be trying to control things from the outside. He doesn't. It is what it is. Now, against Joe Joyce, how do I think that's going to fare? I think that if Brian Jennings does decide to fight Joe Joyce on the inside, I think Joe Joyce will just be able to overpower him. So that's what I think on this. Now, if he fights it from the outside, maybe he might have a bit more success. But I think with Jennings, I don't think he even can fight on the outside because he's just so used to fighting on the inside, throwing little hooks and squaring his shoulders up. Now, going into this fight, I think Joe Joyce is going to win this fight. I think that Jennings has had bouts of inactivity. He's pretty much every time he stepped up to world level, he's lost. He lost to Klitschko on points. No shame in that, and he had moments in that fight against Klitschko. Klitschko wasn't really aggressive in that fight though. He was more so concerned, I think, winning on points in that fight. He was stopped by Ortiz. He fought a completely wrong fight. He fought Luis Ortiz on the inside. Ortiz had a field day with landed uppercuts and left hands on him. And he fought Rivas there at the start of January, or the end of January, and he was stopped in the 12th round. And that was a competitive fight. So, they're Jennings' 3 losses, and they're the 3 times he's really stepped up. He's won against guys like Dimitrenko, Joey Dawecko, I'm sure that Mike Perez, that was a split decision victory over Mike Perez. So they're the kind of best names on Jennings' resume. So going in here with Joe Joyce, coming off the back of a loss, having not fought the greatest opposition over the last few years, I do think it is set up for Joe Joyce to win. But it'll still be interesting to see. Jennings, from a technical point of view, he doesn't utilise his reach, but he is still quite a good technician in the ring. He does a lot of things good from a technical point of view. And I think put it like this, I wouldn't be surprised if this fight goes long. Jennings, I don't think he's chinny, but I don't think he has a very good chin either. I think he's got a mediocre kind of chin. He never was really caught flush by Klitschko, so that's why I think, as well as Klitschko not being aggressive in that fight, I think that's one of the reasons why Klitschko went the distance with him. But I think, if you land on Jennings clean, then, he's in trouble. So I think Joe Joyce definitely will have the power to hurt Brian Jennings. And yeah, I would expect Joe Joyce to win this fight. I would imagine it'll probably go some rounds. I don't see this fight being a 2 or 3 round blowout like what was the fight? Who did he fight last? Ustinov. I don't expect it to be like that. I think this is going to go long. But I'll definitely be picking Joe Joyce to beat Brian Jennings. Probably by stoppage. Let me know what you think down below. A lot of people are impressed by Joe Joyce. They think that he's, an accident on legs. I think Joe Joyce, he is clunky. He is very slow. But this is a high-level amateur. This is a guy who's, beaten guys like Hrgovic in the amateurs. This is a guy who fought in the World Series of Boxing. And he's only lost 2 fights, I believe, in the World Series of Boxing. And one of them was to Usyk. There's no shame in losing to Alexander Usyk. No shame. So I think Joe Joyce, he is... I rate him. I rate Joe Joyce highly. And I think that he's dangerous. He's a dangerous opponent. So I'm definitely picking Joe Joyce to win this fight. Let me know what you think down below. Am I giving Joe Joyce too much credit? Or do you think that, he's going nowhere and someone like a Daniel Dubois would beat him? Let me know what you think down below. Let me know what you think of this fight. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I will talk to you after.